I'm Cito Beltran, and you are watching us via Signal TV channels 8 and 250. You're going to have to excuse me this morning. I seem to have caught a bit of a slight cold, but I'm all right, and we will carry on with the program. Just for starters, I just want to give reassurance. Normally some viewers would say, sana magpapabati kami, kuya. Papadala sana kami ng pangalan para so you can greet us on your program. Unfortunately, that's not a practice here on this show, but this morning I got a request, a different kind of request, and it was very early in the morning, a request for prayer because one of my friends had to rush his mother to the hospital because she was having difficulty in breathing. So immediately I went into prayer mode. And as I opened my Bible for my quiet time, I came across a very interesting passage. It's from Proverbs 3, verses 24, 25, 26. And it is quite reassuring because I was saying to the Lord, please protect everyone out there. Please do not let unexpected terror or sudden misfortune or medical complications get them. So we are praying that I was praying for that. And this is what I read just to encourage you. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet. Have no fear of sudden disaster or ruin that overtakes the wicked, for the Lord will be at your side and will keep your foot from being snared. I'm kind of amused because my executive producer Gab Malyari, is sending me, "You're on air, you're on air." Yes, Gab, I know I'm on air, and I am sharing a Bible verse to start the weekend because there are many of you out there who will be facing challenges or are facing challenges. And I just want to give you that reassurance. Proverbs 3, 24, 25, and 26. Today, we will be interviewing a number of guests. We will speak with Tourism Undersecretary Art Boncato Jr. because we want to get clarifications regarding what is allowed, what is not allowed, what is the Department of Tourism going to be doing for the next 30 days, 6 months, etc., as far as local tourism, because none other than Secretary Mon Lopez were saying we really need to go local, we need to promote local tourism. Then we will speak with Agriculture Secretary William Dar, who, as of yesterday, if I hope, and that's what I want to clarify, if I heard him right, where he said no need for imports, no need for imported meats and meat products because there is sufficient supply in the Philippines. Well, that's a good start. Now, the question is, are they also going to ban all meat products from China in light of this new swine flu that's been discovered in China and claimed to be possibly the next pandemic, and because it infects or affects humans as well. Then we will speak to Marikina Representative Stella Quimbo because she's got a good idea for putting up unemployment insurance. Kumbaga, pag nawalan ka ng trabaho, meron kang makaklaim na unemployment support from the government. So unlike now, where everyone is just getting a bailout, in the future, what will happen is if you have a job, part of your salary will be deducted for unemployment insurance so that if you lose your job or you are unemployed, you will have something from the government. At hindi na po yung mangungutang pa ang gobyerno. Kumbaga, no, nakapagtabi ka na at nakapag-ipon ka na. And finally, our friend Nonoy Oplas, columnist of the Business World, because Nonoy Oplas has always been the unfiltered guy in the room. He will always say, call things as it is. And he's got quite an eye when it comes to economics, so we'll find out from him. In the meantime, let's read our stories from today's edition of the Philippine Star. First up, at least 127,000 locally stranded individuals or LSIs are still waiting to be sent home to their provinces after the government required them to undergo swab testing for COVID-19. Excuse me. Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana said this as the government implemented the moratorium on local repatriation, which has been tagged as the source of COVID-19 infections in provinces. Lorenzana said it's unfair for the local government units to send these LSIs without testing, as local health facilities in the provinces can be overwhelmed. Earlier, National Task Force Against COVID-19 Chief Implementer Carlito Galvez Jr. said they are also in the process of making sure all LSIs on the list are genuinely stranded, adding that some people had taken advantage of the repatriation program. The Philippine National Police, on the other hand, has sacked Holo Chief Lieutenant Colonel Walter Anayo 2 days after local police killed four Army intelligence agents. PNP spokesman Bernard Banach said Anayo was relieved due to command responsibility. Lieutenant Colonel Fillmore Calib will replace Anayo. Calib is a former chief of BARM Mobile Force Battalion, and the nine police officers who took part in the shooting were earlier relieved and placed under restrictive custody. Meanwhile, Sulu Province Director Colonel Michael Bawayan still remains at his post until further notice. The controversial anti-terrorism bill has now been submitted for final review by Executive Secretary Salvador Medial Dea and is expected to reach the desk of President Rodrigo Duterte soon. According to the palace, the bill was on the table of the Deputy Executive Secretary for Legal Affairs as part of the initial review before it was submitted to Medialdea. The anti-terrorism bill will effectively repeal Human Security Act of 2007 written during the time of former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Various groups have expressed strong opposition to the bill, saying it is prone to abuse and can be used to target critics. Back to COVID-19 news. The palace is set to ask Congress to hold a special session for the extension of President Duterte's emergency powers under the Bayanihan to Heal as One Act. The palace said there's no timeline yet on special session, but the executive has drafted the proposal to request for the extension of the law, which expired last June 25. Also expected to be discussed in the special session is the funding of the stimulus package in order to revive the Philippine economy. We will discuss more of that later on the show with Marikina Congresswoman economist Stella Quimbo. Okay, those are the main stories in the front page of the Philippine Star. And we now move on to our interviews for the day. Let's first tackle the confusion regarding movement between GCQ, MGCQ, tourism, etc. We have with us the Undersecretary for Tourism Regulation, Coordination, and Resource Generation. We have with us USEC Art Boncato Jr. Undersecretary Boncato, magandang umaga po.
Magandang umaga po. Good morning, Mr. Beltran. Thank you very much for inviting us to be part of your show.
Anytime, basta Department of Tourism, anytime welcome kayo dito, USEC Art. Now, first question ko, kasi siguro nakita mo naman yung mga posts sa Facebook, confusion, marami nagtatanong, pwede na palang pumunta sa mga resort, mga leisure park because of the visit of Harry Roque. Now, ano po ba talaga ang setup? Because one issue that was brought to me by netizens, paano ba under MGCQ? Sabi nila, pwede na raw buksan ng mga hotel, ang mga resort, etc. Could you clarify that, Yusek Boncato?
Tama po yan, sir. No? IATF EID resolution identified po yung tourism under category 4. At
Mhm.
sinasabi po doon na pwede namang bukas ang turismo pag umabot po tayo sa upgrade na modified GCQ. So
Mhm.
marami po sa mga destinasyon natin sa buong Pilipinas ay nasa MGCQ na at pwede na pong mag-operate lahat ng tourism establishments, activities, and stakeholders provided there is also some sort of concurrence from the local government unit na bukas na po ang kanilang destinasyon. At isa pa pong provision ay dapat po mag-operate po sila with 50% operational capacity. So yun po yung
Mhm.
mga indicators, no,
Okay,
for
so
tourism to restart. Yes.
okay, so kailangan pa rin na approval ni governor o ni mayor kasi katulad sa Bohol, bagamat gigil na yung mga turista pumunta sa Bohol, sabi ni Governor Art, teka, hindi pa tapos yung aming testing laboratory dito, July na tayo magkita. Pero July na nga, no? So, but I think it's July 30. Now, yung sa SBMA, kasi may leisure park nga yung pinuntahan ni Harry Roque. Ang tanong, pwede bang pumunta yung mga bata? Kasi yun yung next question doon eh. Leisure park yan, resort yan. Pwede na ba namin dalhin yung mga anak namin? Kasi katulad yung dalaga ko, 20, mag-20 pa lang. Based on IATF rules, hindi siya pwedeng lumabas ng bahay. Pero sabi naman, paano natin paaandarin itong mga leisure parks kung yung mga taong customer para ng leisure park ay hindi naman natin papalabasin?
At tama po yan. Isa po yung isang situation na that we are facing at kailangan pong tanggapin po natin based on the IATF issuance and resolution
Mhm.
din. Kasi under MGCQ, ang minumungkahe o talagang minamandato ay ang mga below 21 at above 60 ay dapat pa rin manatili sa kanya-kanyang mga tirahan at this
Mm.
time. So I would like to give Boracay, sir, as an example.
Yes,
Nagbukas
please.
po yung Boracay nung June 16 at ang decision po ng provincial government at saka ng local government ay para lang muna sa mga bisita na manggagaling sa Western Visayas within
Mm.
the region muna. At isa pang indicator doon o isang mandate ay bawal din po yung below 21 at above 60.
Mm.
So, ganun din po yung nasabi ng ibang stakeholders natin. Kuminsan yung mga kabataan po yung motivation ng pamilya na pumunta sa mga destination like Boracay. Pero yun
Yeah.
po yung ating situation ngayon at ang inaasahan natin ay pumasok na po tayo sa new normal para
Okay.
po ay lahat ay pwede na.
Okay, ngayon, Art, lilinawin ko lang yung Sec-Art, ano? Hindi tayo nagpo-programa o nag-i-interview o nag-diskurso. We are not in discussions to antagonize government or to criticize government or the IATF. But,
Yes, sir.
we are, I think I can reasonably say I know a little about tourism dahil nakapagtayo na ako ng 2 resort. Naintindihan ko na yung business ninyo, no? In fact, one was a major resort. Now, the thing is, some people are not aware of the workings of tourism. Katulad nga doon sa airlines. Bubuksan mo nga yung airport, pero ang makakasakay lang ay 1,500, talo yung airline. Bubuksan ng DOT yung mga resort, hindi naman makakalabas yung mga bata, talo na naman. So parang I see the efforts of the DOT. Is there any, ewan ko, baka naman nagtatalo na kayo, no? Nagdidiskurso na kayo ng matindi dyan sa loob ng IATF. But is there any real substantial discussion on the logic? Kasi, like, we, in this country, I think at 17 years old, you can vote. The presumption is you have logic, you have brains, and you have discretion. Pero up to 20 plus, hindi pa rin makakapunta sa resort, makakapag-swimming. Di ba napapag-usapan yan dyan sa IATF na yan na, you know, the right hand has to know what the left hand is doing.
As napag-usapan na po pa ang naman sa IATF, of course it's a collegial body. It's
Yeah.
Secretary Berna Romulo Puyat who has consistently attended all the 51 sessions no so far. At lahat po ng bagay na patungkol sa turismo ay talagang tinututukan ni Secretary Puyat. At in fact nga kahapon po kasama po niya ako sa IATF meeting. Meron po silang minungkahi ng DTI na payagan na yung mga travel agencies na gumawa ng back office work sa kanya-kanyang opisina. Hindi naman front office but para ma-process na po yung mga administrative work, no? So napayagan po yan kagabi. So ibig po sabihin may mga bagay na talagang nilalatag sa meeting at pinag-uusapan po ng lahat at tinitingnan po yung inputs from different sectors. Yung guys, sa unang tanong niyo po regarding the balance, no? Kasi we open and then not all markets are but ang bottom line po kasi at ang mode po ng ITF for since we started is really regarding health concerns. So kaya nga ang tinitingnan yung vulnerable sector at tinitingnan natin yung mga kabataan at saka yung above 60, especially those with morbidities ay papangangalagaan. Kaya ang intention rin is to slowly open the economy. Kaya nasabi na 50% operational capacity parang is one small step up before the new normal. Ganun po yung concept ng ating
I respect that, Yusek Art, no? And please, believe me, I don't want to put you in the spot. Siyempre, you have to take the government position. Ang sa akin naman kasi is, pasensya ka na, ewan ko kung saan ka ba nag-college? Sa UP ka ba?
Sa UP po ako na journalism.
Pareho pala tayo. Pareho tayong mass comm. Alam mo, ang training natin is to always ask the question, di ba? Ask the question. Kasi, ang nangyayari, katulad dito sa sinabi ni Secretary Harry Roque, yung swimming naman po, hindi pinagbabawal. So ngayon, katulad tayo, nasa GCQ tayo sa Metro Manila, marami akong kaibigan, nagsuswimming dito sa isang swimming pool, water spa malapit sa amin, hindi makaswimming kasi nakasara. Yung parang, I heard last night, Secretary Mon Lopez were saying, we gotta do something. We need to open. We need to have local tourism. And then Secretary Shani Dominguez is saying, we need to bring Metro Manila to MGCQ. And then SBMA Chairperson Aisma was saying, I have no choice. I have to open the resorts, the hotels, because we are under MGCQ. Pero paano yun, Cito? Wala namang customer na darating. So, parang, I guess I am picking up the cudgels for tourism na makinig naman sana yung mga tiga-IATF. No? Paano na yan? Everything is going to come to a head, USEC Art. Ano? Magkakabangga-banggaan na tayo in the next 15 days. Magbubukas ba ang turismo para sa mga Pilipino o hindi?
Ang attitude po natin dyan, katulad I would like to give an example. Yung sabi nyo, bawal, hindi pa tinatanggap yung mga turista sa Bohol, pero sa Panglao po, like 2 weeks ago, ay inopen po nila sa local tourists. So, nagbukas po yung mga resorts para lang din sa mga taga Bohol at mukhang naging maayos naman yung pagtanggap ng local. So, anong ginagawa ng DOT? We're also taking advantage of this time.
Parang dry run.
Dry run at inspect. And ang sabi rin ng IATF, they cannot operate if DOT does not issue them a certificate of authority to operate because we have to check the minimum health and safety guidelines. The Secretary issued several memoranda circular on standards for accommodation, tourist transport, restaurants, forthcoming po yung sa mga island destinations. At lahat po yun ay by new health and safety standards na talagang binet na rin po ng Department of Health and anchored on best practices around the world in terms of
Ay,
standards for the new normal. So ginagawa po namin
mm,
ngayon, tinitingnan namin kung nasusunod yung physical distancing, yung provision sa pag-operate ng restaurant na 1 meter apart, na
mm.
merong physical division and the like. Lahat po yun, chine-check natin bago natin binibigyan ng certificate. So,
Maganda yan sinabi mo, USEC Art, kasi para maintindihan ng mga ibang viewers, ano, lalo na may mga restaurant, may mga resort, hindi porke nalagay sila sa modified GCQ, ibig sabihin ay porke pwede na silang magbukas, basta-basta na lang sila magbubukas. Kailangan pa rin silang tumawag sa DOT, DTI at sabihin, paki-check na po yung pasilidad namin at tatanggap na kami ng customer.
tama po yan. In fact, ang first and priority for the certificate would be accommodation, kasi yun ang
Mhm.
pinakamalaking segment natin, no, sa
Mhm.
turismo ngayon. Pero gaya nga nung isang araw, si Secretary Puyat at Secretary Lopez ay nag-inspect po ng ilang hotels at saka restaurants. At
Mhm.
pinakita po sa kanila yung measures, no, yung pagpasok pa sa lobby, kinukuha ng temperature, nagsasign ng health declaration form, yung distance po ng waiter sa kumakain, mga ganon. Lahat tinignan po yun, at lahat po naman ng binisita ay nakamit naman. No? They were able to accomplish the standards that the DOT
Okay.
and the national government are rolling out.
USEC Art, okay, that's good news. At least that's very valuable information. Now, the next question is, kasi sinabi ni Secretary Dominguez, let's bring Metro Manila to MGCQ by July 15 kung pwede po. Now, meron na bang pinag-uusapang timeline dyan sa IATF? Kasi tama naman yung sinabi mo dahan-dahan, slowly but surely. But it cannot be bahala na si Batman. It has to be on a calibrated, guided schedule. Na okay, if on this month we don't see any increases in COVID cases, o next level. If on this month we don't see any other complication, next level. Kasi parang, I'm sorry to say, Yusek, I'm just being an ordinary mamamayan here.
Go ahead,
Napi,
sir.
napipikon na kami. Napipikon na yung, hindi namin alam kailan ba to? Paano ba to? Alam ba nila yung ginagawa? We need to show the people a plan, a schedule, and a program. And of course, it's all subject to whether there are spikes. Kasi sabi nga ni Secretary Anyo, good news, mukhang nag-i-improve yung situation. Bravo. I really love that. But pag nag-uusap ba kayo dyan sa IATF, meron ng pinag-uusapang schedule kasi nagugutom ang tao, nabuburyong ang tao, nalulugi ang tao, pero ang laging nadidinig, IATF said this, IATF said that. Paano po ba tayo, Yusek?
Oh, yung patungkol po doon sa pagdedesisyon ay talagang exclusive po yan sa principals po natin, no? Hindi po kami kasama sa usaping ganyan. Pag nasa IATF ay talagang exclusive po yung meeting at among the principals. Pero ang ginagawa po dyan ay may regular reporting on status. Tama po yung sinabi nyo. May regular reporting from experts on the status in terms of accomplishing, no, the targets. So at ang sa nakikita po natin, very regular po yung assessment na yan, no? So as you must have seen, parang it's on a 2-month, parang 2-week basis, no? So yung intention to reopen the economy, narinig din po natin sa usapang yan. But in terms of the exact schedule, as we also mentioned, it's really anchored on the current situation indicators na
Okay.
tinitingnan ng IATF.
Based on the regular assessment and reporting of the DOT, how are we doing in the tourism sector? Yun na po ang last question ko. I want to end our talk this morning on a hopefully on a positive note.
Yes, sir. Of course, it's in our DNA in the tourism to remain hopeful, and that is exactly what the secretary is doing, sharing that energy among all of us and our stakeholders. In fact, she could not join us today because she's en route to Palawan to talk to the leaders there, and the focus really, and that tourism department is pleased with all of this upgrade to the modified GCQ, meaning that has released a lot of tension, no, from our destinations. Pero isa pa pong ginagawa natin ay tinutulungan or nakipag-ugnayan po tayo sa local government units para makita po natin yung kanilang confidence level. At ang pinapakita po ng DOT sa kanila ay meron tayong standards, meron tayong sistema, meron tayong proseso na matulungan ng bawat stakeholder na makamit yung mga minimum health standards na minimum kahit hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas, sa buong bansa, because ultimately the new currency for tourism is going to be trust, and we have to compete with the rest of the world. Dapat handa po tayo.
Yeah.
Pagbukas po ng ekonomiya, dapat may laban tayo para makuha po natin yung markets na gusto nating akitin sa Pilipinas.
But what is our situation in terms of compliance, in terms of protocols? Anong grade ang ibibigay mo sa ating tourism sector?
We have been very, very encouraged, no, with the response of the tourism industry, because this is probably coming also from the fact that the industry is one of the worst hit. And when travel restrictions were implemented, and according to the UNWTO, 100%, no, of destinations have had levels of different travel restrictions. So tumigil din po, nagkaroon ng domino effect. So ngayon, kailangan makabalik tayo at naintindihan ng lahat na kailangan sundin natin itong standards para maibalik natin o ma-restart po natin ng turismo. And domestic tourism will be the catalyst to that.
Well, I am 100% confident na pag pinalaya na kami ng mga magagaling na lalaki sa IATF, kami naman ang susuporta sa local tourism. Itaga mo yan sa bato, Yusek Art. We will support local tourism. Okay, maraming salamat, Yusek. Baka meron ka pang papa-announce siya, pahabol, pagbibigyan kita.
Yun lang po. Salamat po. Yun lang po, sir. Ang gaya na sinabi mo, we need the kind of support that you just declared, that everybody is part of the tourism industry. It's a major contributor to the economy. The sooner that we restart it, the better it is for all of us. May kabuhayan po tayong bibigay sa lahat. At of course, the economy will restart, and tourism is going to be a driver. Maraming salamat po, sir.
Okay, gagarantihan natin yan. Maraming salamat, Yusek Art Boncato, para sa oras mo. Pasensya ka na kung medyo na nasasama ka dito sa aking himutok para sa mamamayang Pilipino. God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you for starting the morning with the passage. Very heartwarming. Salamat po.
Okay, thank you, Yusek Art Boncato of the Department of Tourism. Alam niyo po, medyo nakakaaliw ngayon. Nag-umpisa ako, reassurance from Proverbs. Pagkatapos, eto, talagang naghihimutok ako dito sa magagaling. Kasi it's frustrating, ladies and gentlemen. The right hand must know what the left hand is doing. If the Department of Tourism is working double overtime to get things off the ground, if DTI Secretary Mon Lopez is talking about promoting local tourism, the IATF needs to get aligned with all this. Hindi po kami tanga. Hindi po kami irresponsible. We will not place ourselves at risk, but continuing to detain people, preventing them from going places while you have the presidential spokesperson on front page, swimming with the dolphins, medyo nakakapikon po yan. Bagamat sinabi kong natutuwa nga ako, ginawa yan ni Secretary Harry Roque, kasi ngayon, magkakaalaman na tayo. Magkakapilitan na tayong pag-usapan itong local tourism. Hindi po tayo nakatira sa aquarium na isang galaw, lahat patay. Okay, let's go for a quick gap. We'll be right back here on Agenda. Okay, you're back here on Agenda, and you are watching us via Signal TV channels 8 and 250 and the Facebook platform of One News PH. Now, our next guest is a former commissioner of the Philippine Competition Commission and the second district representative of Marikina City. We have with us Congresswoman Stella Quimbo. Good morning, Congresswoman.
Hello, good morning, Cito.
Okay, Kong, pag-usapan nga natin itong proposal mo kasi I read about it a few days ago where you are, I think, filing a bill essentially in unemployment insurance. Now, bago po nyo i-explain, medyo nag-react yung iba o nag-react din si Beltran kasi sabi ko, ayan na, delikado yan. On one side, okay yan para wala nang utang-utang ang gobyerno, nakapag-ipon yung mga workers para sa kanilang kapakanan. Pero ayan na, yan ang mga pinoproblema ngayon sa Amerika at saka sa Europa, yung mga tamad, kumokolekta na lang ng unemployment check. I now give you the floor, Madam Congresswoman, to explain your idea.
Alright, so Cito, right now kasi, so we don't have a national unemployment insurance program unlike in other countries. Pati po sa ASEAN, no, meron ng Thailand, ng Vietnam, ang Malaysia. So lahat ng marami sa ating mga ASEAN neighbors, meron din yan. So the idea is to protect the worker against the risk of job loss, particularly pag hindi niya kasalanan na nawalan siya ng trabaho. So so it's an insurance fund. So basically you contribute a small amount, which is your insurance premium, at ang computation ko naman dito para sa isang minimum wage earner, ang ihuhulog mo is 40 pesos per month. Ang kapalit po niyan is just in case you lose your job and it's not your fault, what you will get in exchange is 80% of your monthly salary for 3 months. And as you said, ang kailangan natin bantayan dito is yung risk of yung tinatawag na moral hazard pagdating sa insurance programs. In other words, ito nga pong sinasabi nyo, no, Sito, na ayan, dahil meron kang unemployment insurance, pepetik-petik ka na kung nawalan ka ng trabaho. Kasi anyway, nandiyan naman yung ayuda for 3 months. So meron tayo ditong mga one of the proposals is to put in incentives para madaliin mo ang paghahanap mo ng trabaho. No? So things like those. So alam naman natin na that's the problem pagdating sa unemployment insurance. But before we go to the problem, ano muna yung purpose? Ang purpose dito, Sito, pag nawawalan ng trabaho ang isang worker, karamihan naman sa workers walang ipon. So mangyayari talaga dyan is yung consumption levels mo will really just literally fall off the edge of the cliff. Talagang magugutom ang pamilya mo kung mawalan ka ng trabaho. So the idea here is to protect your consumption levels. Diba? So, and at the same time, to give you support while you're looking for a job.
Okay.
And tinignan ko naman ng data, lumalabas na between 2 to 3 months ang average period of time of an unemployed person to finally find a new job. Which is why, dito sa aking proposal, ang assistance na ibibigay sa'yo or yung benefit payment mo would only be for 3 months. Because ang tingin nga natin is, yan yung average period of time na kailangan mo para makahanap ng bagong trabaho.
So lumalabas, yung 3 buwan na yon, 80% lang ng pangkaraniwang sweldong tinatanggap mo ang makukuha mo para hindi ka feeling pensyonado, papetik-petik ka lang dyan sa bahay.
Correct.
Okay.
And then, in addition nga, para may bonus ka, kung makahanap ka ng trabaho, let's say, within 2 months, which is below the expectation, may bonus ka. Parang ganon. So yun yung paraan natin para to try to encourage people to really do a good job with job search.
At saka, pera mo naman yun eh. So, okay lang na ibigay sa'yo. Baka may mag-challenge, bakit may bonus? Contribution naman yan. Pero, okay, I'm sure the first reaction will be from employers, Madam Congresswoman, Kami ba may parte dyan? Like PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, etc. Are the employers going to be required to have a share in that unemployment insurance?
Sito, ang proposal ko dito is it's a whole of nation approach. So hindi lang whole of government approach, no? Yan ang lagi natin naririnig. Whole of nation.
Okay.
In other words, social solidarity. Tulong-tulong ang employer, employee, pati gobyerno. So yung computation ko ng required na premium, i-divide po natin yan into 3. So pati ang government merong share dito. In fact, Sito, ang proposal ko dito, no, just in case pumasa to at maging batas, and it is during a time na economic downturn, ang panukala po is for the first year na recession tayo, it's going to be fully subsidized by the government.
Mhm.
So anyway,
So year one,
opo,
walang bunot sa empleyado.
opo.
Okay.
So, walang bunot sa empleyado, walang bunot sa employer. It's fully subsidized by government. So,
Okay.
I guess your question is, may benefit, clearly naman may benefit for the employee. Ang tanong mo siguro, Sito, is, may benefit ba yung employer? And the answer is yes, kasi it actually promotes flexibility in your decisions. Kasi dito, kasama sa covered na circumstance para makakuha ng benefit ang ating employee would be yung halimbawa when an employer wishes to downsize its workforce because halimbawa may bagong technology and gusto niya mag-invest, for example, in labor-saving devices, and halimbawa naging ganun na ang gawi sa industriya na yan, that's an allowed, yan ay involuntary separation, and that's going to be covered by the program.
Okay.
So
Now,
in a sense, yun yung pong sinasabi ko na in a sense, it somehow improves the flexibility of labor, of businesses when they make labor decisions.
okay, now, yung bang 40 pesos sapat na? Is 40 pesos enough as a monthly contribution for that unemployment thing? Or what are you basing it? Kasi you mentioned that countries in the region have a similar program. How did you come to the value of 40 pesos?
So, tentatively, ako lang muna ang gumawa nitong actuarial estimate. So, it's really based on the unemployment rate. So, more or less, it's between 5 to 5.5% before COVID happened, right? It also depends on the what we call loading factor or yung overhead expenses ng typical insurance program. And so yun po, you do a simple computation based on those parameters at yun ang lumalabas. More or less, it's 1/12 of 4.5% of your salary. Yun ang lumalabas na monthly contribution.
Oh, kasi pasensya ka na Congresswoman kasi alam mo ko medyo malikot din yung utak ko. Sabi ko nung nakita ko yung 40 pesos, yung mga iba dyan magkano ba yung isang pakete ng sigarilyo, magkano ba yung isang bote ng 4 kantos, etc. o load sa kanilang cellphone, baka dapat lakihan yung collection. Kasi I really agree with your idea because many of my friends who have companies are saying umaasa sana kami sa gobyerno pero naubusan daw ng pondo. And this would save the country, save the government unnecessary borrowings, correct?
Correct po, Sito. So, the idea is, of course, because it's going to be a separate fund, so that fund should be designed so that nakakaipon ka over a period of time so that, and kaso na mangyari itong nangyayari sa atin ngayon na massive ang pag-layoff, at least maproprotektahan. So that's the idea. Which is why ang proposal ko, it should be a separate fund altogether from SSS and GSIS para ma-manage siya properly so that yun na nga, meron siyang kakayahan na protektahan ang lahat kapag may general economic downturn.
Okay. Now, what about companies? Magkano lalabas yung kanilang contribution? Sabi mo, whole of nation, government will contribute. You said that in your proposal, for year one, let's say it's year 2021, ang magko-cover dyan, gobyerno. But for year 2022 and moving forward, what will be the contribution of companies?
So, yun nga po yung computation natin, no? 1/12 times 4.5% of the monthly salary. So, it depends po on the monthly salary. In other words, it depends on the total payroll costs of a company. So,
Uh-huh.
the bigger the
Okay.
company, of course, the bigger the total contributions. But on a per
Ah,
person basis, meron
oh.
siyang ganong fixed rate. But of course, as I said, ako lang nag-compute ng actuarial estimates na
Oh.
to. Of course, pinapa-comment natin ang SSS, ang GSIS, dahil sila po ang eksperto pagdating po dyan, and they would have the data.
Oo, pasensya ka na kung Stella kasi ewan ko kung nag-UP ka, hindi ako
Opo.
pumasa sa Eco 11 ni ano ni Tita
Winnie
Winnie.
Mansog.
Na incomplete yata ako doon kanya pag sinabi mong 1 over so and so. So kung
Pero yung
empleyado,
insurance kasi wala sa Econ 11 yan, nasa higher Econ pa yun.
kanya nga, Eco 11 lang, hindi ako pumasa eh. Okay, now, here's the question. Okay, so sa empleyado, kasi sabi mo 40 pesos, ang akala ko, and I'm thinking like a, ordinary person, lahat kami 40 o depende
Hindi
sa
po. Pag
salary?
minimum wage, so kinompute ko yung 40
Okay.
pesos. Pag
Okay.
minimum wage ka, so halimbawa
Oh.
po Metro Manila, more or less nasa 500. So i-multiply natin yung 4.5%, tapos i-divide natin by 12. Ang lalabas po niyan, mga 40 pesos.
Okay.
So
Sa
yan ang,
minimum wage.
yes, so yan ang
Paano
contribution ng
eh?
ating employer. Tapos
Oh.
may 40 pesos din si employee, may 40 pesos din si government. So total,
Oh.
120 for that particular employee.
Paano yung hindi minimum wage?
So yung kung hindi minimum wage, so
Oh.
halimbawa, 100,000 yung kita mo, eh di
Oh.
100,000 times 4.5% divided by
Ah,
12. So para sa
okay.
400 plus. So mas malaki siya kasi it depends. Kasi remember, ang makukuha mong benefits dito is also dependent on your salary.
Mhm.
Makukuha mo is 80% of your monthly salary. So ibig
Mhm.
sabihin, pag mas malaki sweldo mo, eh di mas malaki rin makukuha mo in kasong mawalan ka ng trabaho. So fair
Okay.
lang na while you contribute, mas mataas din yung contribution ng mas mataas ang sweldo.
Okay, kasi sa unang presentasyon, in your first presentation, the presumption is this is an insurance package for MOA, for me.
Yes.
But now that I'm listening to people, contributions of people on a higher salary scale, is this going to be another socialized form of insurance where the rich covers the poor?
Well, parang gano'n na nga po. So that's really, it's like PhilHealth, di ba? Parang may social
Yeah.
solidarity talaga dyan eh. So in other
Mm.
words, yung pong less prone to job loss will somehow
Mhm.
subsidize those that are more prone to a job
Mhm.
loss. And that's how insurance works eh. Yung
Mhm.
insurance, di ba, what happens is, so lahat tayo, magko-contribute tayo regularly ng isang small amount. And just in case an event that is beyond your control, for
Mhm.
example, losing your job happens,
Mhm.
then you get some kind of a payout. That's how insurance works. And insurance companies will be viable only if
Mhm.
they're able to get a good pool of risks. In other words, meron kang not so prone to a job loss, meron
Yeah.
ka ring prone to a job loss, di ba?
Okay.
And if you have a good mix of risks, that's the only time that your program will be viable, which is why kailangan dito is a national program. So you get both kinds of
Mhm.
people.
Yeah, sabagay. I mean, I'm actually supporting it because when you consider what's happened now, the government has run out of money for salary subsidies. Companies are now closing. Carl Chua is even recommending, NEDA Secretary Carl Chua is even talking about salary cuts Ano Uy, nako, hindi ka pa nagsasalita. Nagre-react na yung pretty face mo, Congresswoman. Okay, give us your feedback. Anong feeling mo tungkol dyan? Kasi sinasabi ni Carl Chua, we might as well consider salary cuts.
Actually, naglabas na nga po ang memorandum yata ang DOLE tungkol dyan. So they are now allowing wage cuts as long as consensual, as long as mag-consent ang employee. Ang number one ko po na reaction dyan at this point in time, Sito, lahat ng tao nawawalan ng trabaho. Mapapakonsent ka, di ba? Kaysa mawalan ka ng trabaho, talagang mapipilitan ka to say, o sige, if that's the cost of my keeping my job, then I'm going to accept the wage reduction. But Sito, kung binigyan ako ng 50% wage reduction, hindi naman pwedeng ang consumption ko bumaba din ng 50% because many of us are receiving subsistence. Diba? So kung tumatanggap ako ng 500 pesos, sasabihin ko sa mga anak ko, pasensya ng mga anak, kalahatiin na lang natin yung kakainin natin kasi naging kalahati ng aking sahod. So sa akin, ang sa tingin ko, last resort dapat ang wage reduction. I-exhaust muna natin lahat ng possibilities para ang mga kumpanya are able to keep the workers. Halimbawa, what's a practical example?
Yeah.
Double shifts, 'di ba? So kasi right now in some companies, the main constraint is social distancing. At any point in time, you can only accommodate 50% of your workforce. So
Yeah.
it's a structural constraint, right? So pwede natin sabihin, okay, in certain situations, bakit hindi ka pwedeng mag 2 shifts? One in the morning, one in the evening. 'Di ba? Pero syempre sasabihin nila, mas mahal kung sa evening dahil yung kuryente, etc. May differential ang sahod. Baka doon pwede pumasok ang gobyerno. Okay, we can subsidize. 'Di ba? So for me, that's a practical example of how government can actually help businesses keep their workers, right? So subsidies,
But
right?
why isn't that being pushed? Because Congresswoman, you're not the first. No offense, men. No, you're not the first to suggest that. That has been suggested by many guests who have been here on agenda. Last was the chairman of the Medical City, who said it would make sense to have double shift para hindi tayo nagkakaproblema sa mobility, sa transportation ng mga trabahador o mga empleyado so that the transport industry can function and we don't have to lock down, etc. Why kasi alam ko naman kayo sa Congress, solid kayo. Why can't this be pushed with IATF?
Oo nga po eh. Actually, Sito, ang marami naman po dyan talaga is really executive decisions, di ba?
Yeah.
So, I mean, kasi like kami po sa, and I've already guested here and talked about our economic stimulus package. So on our end, the proposal namin is wage subsidies nga precisely so that firms can keep their workers. So yun ang aming nakikitang approach, di ba? Tulungan natin ang mga firms para hindi nila tanggalin ang kanilang mga empleyado. So yun ang aming sanang ideal na approach sa ganitong sitwasyon. Pero syempre, ang executive, iba ang kanilang pagtingin. May sense naman ang allowing firms to have flexibility. Pero ang sa akin lang sana last resort, 'di ba? Let's exhaust all alternatives and kung talagang wala na talaga, yun ang pwedeng last. Diba? O sige, payagan na lang natin sila mag-reduce ng wages. Pero as a last resort.
Okay. I will call it a golden opportunity, although politically I would call it an opportunity to hold hostage itong executive department because they're now calling for a special session for the reenactment or extension of Bayanihan 2. Hindi ba pwedeng mangyari na pag nagkaroon ng special session, ang mangyari, teka, mag-uusap tayo ng malinaw dito. Kayo nang hihingi ng pera at kapangyarihan in order to implement your priorities for COVID-19, but we in Congress want money for the Filipino people. We want double shift program of business, etc. Posible bang magkatapatan na ngayon? Kasi even Secretary Sani Dominguez, Mon Lopez of DTI, they're all saying, look, we gotta open the economy or we will all suffer. And meron pang nagsiswimming siya sa SBMA. So medyo nagkakapikunan na. No? Will this happen? Do you think that's a possible scenario that when the special session is done, there will be a confrontation on priorities?
The Well, sige, good news muna para pang good vibes. I think
Okay.
itong Bayanihan 2 naman has really been evolving kasi itong Bayanihan 2 was something that we thought was going to be certified urgent before we adjourned noong June 5. So we
Yeah.
were already discussing versions of it. And from the previous version, yung June 5 version, versus the version that I'm seeing today, somehow nagkakaroon ng improvement naman. Halimbawa, ngayon sa latest version nakita ko meron ng transportation subsidies. Malaking bagay yon because remember now, ang mga magsa-start na mamasada ang mga jeeps natin. Pero ang problema, 50% kaagad ang reduction in revenues. Diba? So, ang hirap nun is yung viability. Importante na may jeep kasi kung walang jeep, walang papasok sa trabaho. Paano tayo magre-reopen ng economy? Diba? Ang problema, paano kung lugi ang jeep? Kasi 50% ang reduction in revenue. Kailangan talaga punuan ng gobyerno yan. Kailangan magbigay ng subsidy. So, ang isang good news is, in the current version, para nagpropose sila ng a 17 billion subsidy fund for the transport sector. So kahit paano, 'di ba, nagkakaroon ng I think bukas naman yata ang sana ang isipan ng ating executive sa ganito. So tama ka, Cito, it's really an opportunity also for us in Congress to make the case for certain sectors.
Okay, now given that situation, what will you push for? Because I'm hearing you say double schedule or a double shift economy. Yan ba ay gagawin mong non-negotiable, Congresswoman?
Yan sana ang gusto kong i-push kasi wala doon sa I'm not sure if you've heard of yung 140. So ang Arise bill proposed at 708 billion for 2020 pero ang counter proposal ng ating executive is hanggang 140 billion lang. Pero dun sa 140 billion nila na proposal, wala dun kasing wage subsidies. So yan ang sana gusto kong i-push. Kailangan natin ng isang wage subsidy fund precisely para mangyari nga itong sinasabi natin na double shifts in certain sectors. And for that to happen, kailangan talagang masubsidize ang halimbawa yung differential nga ng ating mga workers na magkatrabaho sa gabi.
Okay, well, I'm sure we will be inviting you back again because pag nag-usap-usap na kayo dyan sa special session na yan, what I recall with my talk with Congressman Rufus Rodriguez, he said na pwede naman daw mahilot yung 700 plus na hinihingi nyo na 100 something, 180 ng Malacanang, baka mahilot daw somewhere between 400 to 500 billion para everybody happy. At hindi ito about pork barrel fund. Ito ay para sa mamamayan. Okay, so I'll leave it. Go ahead, Congresswoman.
Ang sana para sa akin na second best scenario kung ayaw ng 708 is 708 pa rin pero in three tranches. So unahin na natin yung 140 na willing naman silang i-fund. Yung balanse po, sana paghatian natin maybe up to first quarter of next year.
Okay, because I don't think this problem is going to go away. We're all going to be having problems. Thank you very much, Congresswoman Stella Quimbo, and it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. Lagi may natututunan ako sa economics.
Thank you, Cito. The pleasure is mine.
Okay, please stay strong, stay healthy, and stay safe. God bless you. Okay, let's go to our next guest. Let's check on Secretary William Dar. Tanungin po natin si Secretary Dar tungkol dito. Sir, good morning po.
Good morning, Cito, at sa lahat po na nanonood po sa inyo.
Okay, Secretary, kahapon na nahagip ko yung isang announcement mo, and please correct me if I'm wrong. I think I heard you say that there is sufficient supply of all meats in the Philippines and there is no longer any need for importation. Tama po ba yun?
Let me clarify, Sito. We were emphasizing on rice, okay? And I will clarify ano yung outlook doon sa iba't ibang commodities natin.
Okay.
Sa bigas po ay doon sa analysis po natin, ang outlook this year, there is by the end of this year, the inventory would be a minimum of 82 days and a maximum of 100 days. So there is enough rice supply in the country. Even now, at this point in time, mayroon tayong almost 80 days din dito sa lean months going. So we have sufficient supply of rice at huwag tayo mabahala. And this is both supplied through the domestic production, including that of the outsourcing from other countries.
Okay, so no problem on rice.
Opo.
Okay.
Doon naman sa mais, corn, for livestock, we have more than enough inventory. It should be about 190 days. Ito yung with days to last by the end of this year, ito yung nakikita natin na inventaryo. So a minimum of 191 days and a maximum of 230 days.
Okay.
So we have enough. For fisheries, ito po yung there is a challenge here. So we are elevating our game para ang inventaryo natin ay makakamit natin ng sufficient na fish, but manipis po ito, marginal ang sa fisheries. So that's where from time to time, yun nga, mayroon tayong imports na ina-allow from time to time. But
Secretary, pasensya na, no? Papasok lang ako. Itong manipis na supply ng fisheries natin, is it because we are mostly reliant on wild-caught fish and tilapia farming? Kasi parang ako medyo, alam mo naman na ako'y mahilig sa ganyan mga bagay. Many parts like Taiwan and other countries in the region, gumagawa na sila ng mga floating cages, mga land-based fish ponds and fisheries for marine products. Parang, is it because we have not sufficiently invested on this type of farming, or talagang manipis lang ang supply?
That was the situation when I came here, Cito. And that's why this year we are now elevating our game in terms of aquaculture and capture fisheries. Yung sinasabi po ninyo ay pinuusan natin ngayon ng investment para mas mataas po yung ating ani sa fisheries. So yun po, this is on top of yung fish catch from municipal fishery, including that of the commercial fishing. So talagang nagdagdag tayo ng investment dun sa aquaculture and capture fisheries, yung cage fisheries natin.
Okay, so we need to go there. Now, okay, next category, sir. Pasensya na.
Doon sa vegetables naman, in general, mayroon tayong sapat na supply. So we continue to enhance urban agriculture even para mapunuan pa. Always there is food always in the home. So faith Maganda pong i-advocate natin na tuloy-tuloy itong urban gardening and backyard gardening para may pandagdag dun sa commercial production.
Okay.
Ang ating sa chicken naman,
Yeah.
there's so much production this year sa manok.
Mhm.
And we have about 160 days to last by the end of the year, and even reaching 300 kung tuloy-tuloy talaga itong production natin, which we have to pursue. So mayroon tayong manok na sufisyente. At gusto ko pupunta na tayo sa pork naman. Sa pork naman, alam mo naman, Cito, we are still under attack doon sa African swine fever.
Yes.
And so it's beginning to show its impact. And because hindi nag-restock yung mga naapektuhan muna, kukunti pa. Now, what we did dito po sa Department of Agriculture ay yung directly affected in most of Central Luzon and Calabarzon ay nagbigay na tayo ng livelihood projects na hindi man, that was about 2 months ago, ay about 400 million pesos worth of livelihood projects ang naibigay na natin dito sa mga apektado ng ASF. Now, just recently, itong last week lang, mayroon rin tayong inaprubahan na restocking of the hog industry na another 400 million. I mean, it's dedicated for hog raising now.
Yeah.
And we will have to have what we call cluster approach dito. Sa isang area, sa isang komunidad, for example, we have a group of 20 farmers. Bibigyan natin kada farmer 5 na piglets. At they will be housed in one area para ma-elevate yung biosecurity measures natin.
Okay.
On top of that, Cito, we are going to also have many breeder farms, mostly located sa mga universities in agriculture, para sila yung magpadami ng mga piglets for distribution under this scheme.
That will require a sizable investment again, because you will have to buy the breeder stock, you will have to put up the buildings, etc. And I support that. I don't challenge that, Secretary. Noon ko pa sinasabi yan na kailangan lahat ng region may breeding farm, lahat ng region kailangan natin ng pig farming schools, kasi talagang ako po, alam mo naman, paikot-ikot ako sa Pilipinas before COVID-19 dahil nagle-lecture kami kasama ng BIMEG. Ngayon, hindi kami makakaikot. Walang piyestahan ng BIMEG dahil lahat kami takot ma-COVID.
So dito sa survival package, I would call itong this year we need additional budget.
Hindi, tawagin mo, sir. Sir, tawagin mo, revival package.
Revival package. Ay, kailangan po natin to set aside again almost 1 billion pesos for the livestock and poultry industry, or it could be more kasi depende doon sa revival package. Gusto natin buhusan itong livestock, mas lalo na sa hog industry at saka sa poultry. Para sa ganon ay ma-elevate natin yung food sufficiency level natin.
Actually, yung plano mo, Secretary Dar, yung plano mong magtayo ng mga breeding farms dyan in every region, or kung pwede nga in every province, actually, it's a business Because yung naman kami namang magbababoy, bibili naman kami sa inyo kung talagang certified first class yung mga biik na bebenta ninyo, na mas mura kaysa sa bibili kami dun sa mga tigbe 20, 22 mil mga farms, no? So you can always recover the cost of investment for government facilities. That makes good sense.
So that will be a revolving business
Yeah.
by our partners kagaya ng agricultural colleges and universities. Mayroon na silang mga facilities. It's a matter of upgrading their facilities, and we can do right away enhanced start these breeder farms with the universities and colleges.
Yeah.
So ongoing na po yun na-start namin this week.
Okay. Sir, paano naman sa cattle? Kasi alam mo, nung pa namin, bago ka napunta dyan sa Department of Agriculture, talagang kantsawan na ginagawa namin when it comes to cattle. Kasi sinasabi nung iba, nag-i-import ang gobyerno. Ang problema, hindi malaman kung kaninong congressman napupunta yung mga cattle. Nung unang panahon, ano? Ngayon, ano ba ang sitwasyon natin sa cattle?
Which commodity are you referring, Cito? Na
Yung cattle, yung mga dairy cow, mga for breeding, etc. Oh.
Okay, cattle naman. Cattle. Beef. Okay, ganito, mayroon tayong, alam mo naman, cattle, we don't have many in terms of population, di ba? Kulang na kulang po tayo sa beef. We have to mention that we have to revive that. Meanwhile, we need really, if we need to go back and revisit those areas na, kasi yung mga rancho natin dati ay baka we have to use a better technology cattle production. Yung cattle fattening ay hindi na yung open range, but we have to bring yung mga forages or feeds doon na sa isang area na malaki. And this is what we would like to believe na the better technology if we need to enhance the revival of the cattle industry.
Siguro ang pinakamaganda niya na Secretary, itayo natin katabi ng mga tubuhan. Kasi nagagamit yung tubo after maka-press yung sugar, nagagamit yung tira-tira ng tubo para sa cattle. In any case, that's a good update, Secretary. Last question ko na lang po, and I think the most important and the scariest question, paano po itong swine flu na naman daw, new swine flu coming from China? Medyo ninenervyos na kami. Meron na nga tayong ASF, may COVID-19. Ano na naman daw itong bagong swine flu? Tayo ba may depensa dyan?
Now, again, ang ating quarantine measures are now put into action. We are now in red alert in many ways. Binabantayan po natin yung itong potential na pagpasok ng swine flu na ito. Alam natin na talagang it is one of the what we call deadliest sort of swine flu, and hoping na hindi po mapasok dito sa Pilipinas. And that's why one thing that we have to strengthen, and we will collaborate with the Bureau of Customs, yung mga smuggled items na pork and pork products na mas lalo galing dyan sa China where the swine flu is now present, ay please naman, let's be, let's have that nationalism na protektahan natin naman ang bansa natin. Kasi hindi lang swine industry na naman ang maapektuhan. It's a virus that can be transferred to people. So, nahirap po ito. Labanan po natin ito at nandyan kami.
Secretary, hindi ho ba pwedeng iban can we not simply ban pork and meat products coming in from China for the time being? Alam ko po na politically sensitive yung mga bagay na yan. Pero ang ayaw din naman natin mangyari, yung nangyari katulad nun sa COVID-19, nagteka-teka tayo, tinamaan tayo ng lintik.
So, Sito, that's banned already. Yung pork
Ah,
and pork products from China have been banned. Simula nung may ASF tayo.
okay.
So, matagal na yan. That's why I was emphasizing yung smuggling kasi
Aha.
doon pumapasok po itong mga problema na ito. So we really have to elevate our game. It's a whole of nation approach again. And seeing to it na huwag natin palampasin yung mga smuggled items, i-confisca na natin agad para hindi makapasok yung virus dito sa atin.
Okay. Thank you for that update, Secretary Dar. And as always, welcome na welcome po kayo to the program. I really hope that your aquaculture program takes off and also the cattle kasi kailangan natin lahat yun. Thank you very much, Secretary.
Salamat po, Sito, and many thanks again for this opportunity.
Okay. Please stay safe, stay strong, and stay healthy. God bless you, sir.
Salamat
Okay.
po.
That's Secretary William Dar of the Department of Agriculture. At least meron na po tayong update. We have sufficient supply of rice. Yung minention po niya regarding corn, you may not, as a normal TV viewer, Facebook netizen might say, bakit importante ba yung corn? Yun po ang ginagamit pakain sa manok. Yun po ang foundation for the feed mix for chicken feed, pagkain sa baboy, at even sa mga baka, etc. Pato, lahat yan, ginagamitan niya ng mais. So it is good news that we have more than the usual supply needed, bumper crop siguro. And of course, we are looking forward to the day na, kasi natanong ko po yung tungkol dun sa aquaculture, pinoproblema natin yung panatag shoal, pinoproblema natin yung mga pangingisda kung saan-saan. Many countries in the region, their fishermen don't need to go out. Even abroad in other continents, fishermen don't need to go out because they're already doing inland fish culture sa river, sa mga sa shoreline, etc. or on land. Meron nga raw sa Taiwan palakihan ng mga lapu-lapu nasa building. Actually, nakita ko po yun, no? On video nga lang. No? Pupuntahan ko yun one of these days. Sa building, nagpapalaki sila ng lapu-lapu. Sa Zamboanga, doon sa isang kaibigan kong si Ernie, meron siyang farm na fully automated, lights, water, tumataas, bumababa ang tubig based on the moon and the tides, para sa alimango at ini-export lahat abroad. So, well, anyway, we hope the Department of Agriculture will really pick up Undersecretary William Dar kasi yan naman pong mamang yan talagang dedicated. Wala na tayong hahanapin. Bagamat talaga namang iniindulto siya ng challenges. Okay, we'll go for a quick break and when we return, we continue with the program here on Agenda. Okay, you're back here on Agenda, and you're watching us via Signal TV channels 8 and 250, as well as Facebook on the One News PH platform. And please do share the Facebook link to your friends, and we hope to reach more and more people. And if you haven't signed up for Signal, please check it out because I'm sure you'll like it. Now, let's go to the president of the group called Minimal Government Thinkers. Medyo nakaka-intrigue yung kanilang company name. Minimal Government Thinkers, a free market think tank in Manila. He is also a respected columnist of the business world, our friend Nonoy Oplas. Good morning, Nonoy.
Good morning, Chito. Saka sa
Oy.
mga nakikinig.
Partner, Cito naman. Huwag mong sabihin Chito. Kakantsawan ka na
Cito.
naman ng Bisaya ka.
Oh.
In any case, Noy, welcome to the program, and I just wanted to catch up with you kasi ikaw, you always have your fearless forecast with the economy. Now, I've noticed that Sunny Dominguez nanggigigil na. You can see it in his eyes. Nanggigigil na. And there's a sense of parang almost desperation na. We need to open up Metro Manila. What's your fearless forecast on the economy and the sentiments of the Department of Finance Secretary?
One of the few instances na I agree and support Secretary Dominguez kasi talagang mali yung prolonged and extended lockdown. No? Ang so far, based on say electricity demand for the second quarter, ang estimate ko dyan ay nasa ang GDP growth GDP contraction natin ng first quarter was negative 0.2%. Sa second quarter, ang estimate ko dyan nasa mga minus 10% or even higher kasi yung decline or contraction in electricity demand was negative 14%. No? Kasi malaki yung malakas yung correlation between electricity demand and GDP. So talagang masama talaga ang mangyayari. So for the whole year, something like minus 5 to minus 7% ang GDP contraction natin. That will be equivalent to about 1 to 2 trillion pesos of foregone revenues sa maraming negosyante sa Pilipinas.
Okay, now what about unemployment? Kasi some people are really pushing for opening. How do you forecast unemployment to get?
Masama na nga kasi yung based on the second quarter survey by the Philippine Statistics Authority, the number of unemployed was already 7.3 million people. So that was an increase of about 4.9 million compared to January 2000. Pero ang ipagsinama natin dito yung nag-postpone joining the labor force, another 3 million. So the 7.3 million already unemployed plus the 3 million who are supposed to join the labor force, katulad ng mga high school graduate, K-12 college graduate, another 3 million, that's 10.3 million people. That's so big, that's almost double the total population of Singapore, including the children and babies and all this. So masama talaga ang nangyari. Kaya tama yung sentimiento ng Secretary Sunny Dominguez that we should really open up the economy not tomorrow but even 2 months ago. Kaya mali talaga yung ginawa na prolonged extension ng Duterte administration.
Okay, I don't know if you saw the earlier part of the program. Medyo talaga naghihimutok na ako. Medyo because I'm trying to, I am trying to express the sentiments of many Filipinos because I think there is a growing frustration with the uncertainty of things. It's always containment of COVID-19. It's always about statistics and health protocols. Pero for the rest of the Filipinos who are healthy and compliant, parang papano na kami? Now, by your estimates, how many million are the healthy, compliant, and stuck in La La Land?
Majority naman sa atin ay healthy kasi kung tingnan mo halimbawa as of yesterday, our average deaths per million population is only 12 people, no? Indonesia about 11. Compare mo dyan sa Belgium, more than 800, France, Italy, and Spain, more than 500 deaths per million. So, ang layo natin. So there is really no basis sa pagpatuloy. Ang tawag ko nga dito sa MGCQ Major General Kernel Quarantine kasi highly militarized. So estimate nila na tens or hundreds of thousands of deaths are fictional and delusional. It's not actual. The impact on the economy is very actual and factual. So like minus 10% GDP contraction for the second quarter, unemployment plus postponement join the labor force of more than 10 million people. Those are real and actual numbers that really impact on millions of people. Hindi katulad ng sinasabi nila tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of deaths they have said because of the prolonged lockdown. Ang layo ng gap, mali talaga yung patuloy na utak diktadora, utak militar ang ginagamit sa prolonged lockdown eh.
Okay, now if what seems to be the problem? Kasi naawa na rin naman ako, and I have to be fair, no? Naawa na rin ako kanila Secretary Anyo, Galvez, si Matu, kasi tinawag ka ng presidente, binigyan ka ng trabaho, and being a former soldier, gagawin mo yung trabaho mo. But, you know, on the other side, there are the non-military officials. One would assume na, teka, let's get a balance or let's work together. You guys do the lockdown, you do the quarantine, we do the economy. Parang didinig ko lang nagsasalita si Sani Dominguez at Simon Lopez. What happened to the rest of the executives? Why is there a seeming silence of the lambs here?
Siguro takot sila makapagsalita, saka wala talagang balance if you're going to put in a scale yung military versus civilian perspective on handling the virus. Kumbaga ang bigat masyado ng military solution. Yung narinig ko nga yung sa General Santos, for instance, ang tawag doon cluster wars, no? Zoning. These are actually military terms, like for instance in the search and destroy mission, you cluster the areas into may hamleting pa ganyan. So the terminologies in military are actually being introduced to us: cluster wars, zoning, clustering, etc. No? Hindi na maganda talaga. Kaya yung sa isang column ko nga, ang tawag ko sa IATF, interagency to terminate functional businesses. Hindi na maganda.
Okay, now as far as the improvements go, kasi I you know me, Nonoy, I want to be optimistic. I'm trying to see the silver lining. No, now we've gone from ECQ, MECQ, now we are in GCQ. Sani Dominguez wants MGCQ, and based on that, mag-go open up. Pero it has become obvious in the earlier discussions that the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. Kami dito GCQ, kayo dito MECQ, pero pag pinagsama mo, the two cannot meet together.
Totoo. Ayun nga, malaki ang imbalance in favor of military perspective and solution compared to the civilian perspective. Kasi ang mas nakakatakot talaga yung poverty. Tingnan mo yung sa healthcare, for instance. Akalain natin yung mga hospital malaki ang kinikita because of the COVID scare. But actually marami sa kanilang nalulugi kasi takot na yung mga tao pumasok sa hospital.
Correct.
Talagang so lahat yung tourism, for instance, yung mga resorts, hotels, etc. Ang estimate na dito ay mga 1.1 to 1.3 trillion pesos of losses. That is for the direct tourism alone. Pag sinamo pa yung indirect tourism like bus lines, airlines, shipping lines, mahina na yung 2 trillion na mawala sa economy. So doon pa lang yon sa
Okay, what is the deadline you would place? Kasi si Sunny Dominguez sabi, dapat July 15 MECQ na tayo. Now, with all of these quarantines, all of these lockdowns, etc., what is the point of no return for our economy? Kasi ang kinakabahan ako, baon na tayo sa utang, kakautang, pagkatapos hindi pa umaarangkada yung ekonomiya natin, where is the point of no return?
In fact, marami nang no return eh. Yung kaibigan ko na may clinic sa Ortigas, they have closed the clinic for good, permanent. Last week nagpunta ako sa Green Hills, yung marami mga so nagsara sila as of say end June, yung kadena na kinakalawang na, ibig sabihin talagang hindi na talaga magbubukas. So halimbawa yung sa second floor parking, maybe about 75% of all shops, clinics, and restaurants there have permanently closed. So if we kung tanungin natin where's the point of no return, marami na talaga they have not returned. So ang question na lang natin dun sa mga pupugak-pugak at sa mga naghihingalo pa ng mga negosyo, kung hanggang saan sila pwede maghintay.
Okay, well, Nonoy, thank you again. As usual, you have given us a very graphic answer to that question, and I just hope that things will improve. And if not, we will both be planting kamote as senior citizens. Thank you very much, Nonoy.
Salamat, Cito.
Okay, that's our friend Nonoy Oplas, columnist of BusinessWorld and president of Minimal Government Thinkers. And well, he couldn't have made it clearer for many because, I mean, like last night, I heard one well-known comedian had to close down his outlets, 2 or 3 outlets that had been in business for something like 12 years. And he said, I can't keep it up. I can't continue giving dole outs to my employees, helping comedians, because there's really no sign of normalcy. And I think more than anything, it's because there is no plan. Containing the virus, containing the infection, quarantines, that's not a moving forward plan. That's a defensive program against a health challenge, a health disaster. But it is not a plan for running a country. I am appealing to the members of the IATF and the president himself. We need to give the Filipinos a plan, a timetable, a schedule. It can be as loose as possible. But if there is no hope, if there is no plan, a people will suffer. That's in the Bible. For lack of wisdom, for lack of a plan, a people suffer. Let us not make the country suffer longer just because we are not answering the question, what's the plan? In any case, as far as I'm concerned, the plan is to carry on praying for all our friends, family members. As I've said, we already have our own prayer book of prayers of people who have made requests, and we encourage you to do the same. And let's not lose hope. Let's keep pushing. I will be pushing, and it is not to offend, it is not to insult, it is not merely to criticize, it is to push, to challenge, so hoping that somehow we can come up with answers and solutions. And that's it for Agenda today. I'm Cito Beltran. May God bless all of you. Don't forget to read your Bible and take care. Have a good day.